Have you ever heard someone use the phrase, "with all due respect," and then with words that follow that don't seem to show respect? Like kind of an oxymoron. Like it's hard to say, it's hard to at least have integrity if you say, "with all due respect, you're an idiot." I mean, sometimes that happens, or at least what follows kind of implies that. So we do use that sometimes as a trite throwaway. But it actually is a message that I think is conveyed by the prophet Jeremiah today. Because this section of Jeremiah is what we typically call a lament, and that it may be obvious. And it's something that many of us may like to do and probably have done at some point over the last 4 months or so. A lament is essentially, oh man, this is terrible. But beyond that, in the scriptures, a lament is specifically addressed to God. And Jeremiah does that here. What have you done to us? Now I've noticed in my time as a Catholic, but particularly in my time as a priest, that for some reason we don't think that that's okay. Maybe it was the Catholic school nuns who kind of drilled into us that we should never question God or the church or the authorities. But for some reason we're reticent to do exactly what many of the prophets and throughout the Psalms we see people of faith, people who love God, actually doing, and that is saying to God, "What's up? Why have you thrown me in the pit? Why have you done this to us?" A lot of times, there's no real good answer to that. But what Jeremiah shows us and what we see in the Psalms is that God, in fact, invites us to do that. Jeremiah was commissioned by God. The scriptures are God's revelation to us. So this is okay. But what's weird about this passage is that Jeremiah goes through all these things like, oh, it's so terrible, everything's going wrong for us. What have we done? What do you do to us? And then at the end, it seems like he completely switches it up. He says, "But in all the universe, who could cause rain other than you?" In fact, he even says, do we think that it's just a scientific or a meteorological fact that it rains? Well, quite frankly, there's plenty of people today that would say that, yes. There's not some God up there pressing levers and making it rain. It's high pressure and low pressure. But Jeremiah says, lest we think that it's just the clouds that make rain. No, it is only you, O Lord. So doesn't it seem a little odd that there he is complaining, he's lamenting, but then in the end he says, you know, you're the one, you're the God. How could we believe in anything but you? Well, I think what he's modeling is, with all due respect, even though he does it in the reverse order, right? He's like, how could I respect and revere anything but you, O Lord? But even though that is the case, even though you are God, you're in charge, still, I kind of wonder, what's going on? And that, if you will, in a nutshell, kind of represents, maybe not all of, but a good part of our prayer. That God wants us to say, why is my cousin, my mother, not healed from that disease? Why do we still have this pandemic? Why do we still have to be socially distant? Why can't we come to church and not wear a mask? It's okay to say these things to God, as long as we remember what Jeremiah remembered, that God is in charge. It's really exemplified perfectly in the book of Job, where Job does the same thing. He's like, why are you punishing me so much? But I know I wasn't there when you created the universe. So it's that balance of reverence and respect for God, but also apparently God inviting us to share our heart with us. If there's something we don't understand, if there's something we're burdened by, It's okay. God's shoulders are big enough to bear it, to shake our fist and say, why have you done this? As long as we're not expecting, in 10 minutes, some big scroll to come out of the heavens and say, well, now here was my rationale. Are you okay with this, Dave? That's not how it goes. With all due respect, and with God, that's a pretty high bar. With all due respect, I'm kind of going through it here. And it feels like you're not listening to me. It feels like there's no end to this. It's okay to say that. And to have respect for God at the same time. So it might be today, our invitation is, what is your lament? What is our lament as a parish community, as a people of faith here in America, on planet Earth in 2020? What is our lament? And let's give voice to that at this Mass with all due respect to God.